Wagwan, 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 everybody. Yeah, man. Yeah. So if you're just jumping on, you know, hit the comment section. Tell me where you're from. You know, this is a perfect place to link up. You never know who is there. So jump in the comment section. Drop a flag. Drop your name. Drop whatever. Let me know what's up. You know what I mean? I'm here. Yeah, I was supposed to go live at 6 p.m., but I decided to jump in a little bit earlier, you know, for everybody. Sure. Yeah. So we're still waiting. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So let's see all those who are here so far. Let's see all those who are here so far. You know. So wagwan, 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 everybody. I haven't been live in a while. You know. But I'm here now. I'm here now. You know. So if you folks realize I've been busy. You know, I've been busy this week. You know, I've been putting in some work. You know, for everybody. So I hope you folks enjoyed all the content, and I hope you folks are watching the videos in full. You know what I mean? Yeah, Daniel Edwards. Blessings, my brother. All right. The only person to comment. The first person to comment. I know we have some more people jumping in, but you know. So in the meantime, let's just keep jamming for a little bit, man. You know what I mean? Let's keep jamming. Be keeping it reggae, you know what I mean? Always, you know, reggae is for everyone. You know, remember, if you have any questions, do feel free to go ahead and jump in and, you know, start dropping the questions right now. You know, it's all right. You know. Yeah, man. So I'm about to talk to you folks about the gears that I use. I already did a tutorial on this one. You know, I will be posting it. I will be posting it probably in the next few days. You know, as soon as everything is all edited and set exactly what it's supposed to. So I'll be posting that, and I'll be diving deep into my settings and everything, so you folks can have an idea of how I get my stuff to sound the way it sounds, right? And again, I like to keep my thing, I like to keep my sound authentic and simple. You know what I mean? So I've never really go overboard with my stuff. All right, so it's never too complicated. Yeah, so I'm more than willing. I'm more than willing to show you folks exactly what I use. You know what I mean? Let's get this pause. Yeah, just so I can see. Yeah, man. So all right, simple. So first questions. First question. Simple method for practicing solo. Simple method for practicing solo. Get this off. Let's see. Let's see. How should I put this? Um, you see, the notes and the chords that you play, right? Let's not think too much about like solo. Let's get creative, right? So that card that you play, whatever card you play, let's say you want to use this one card, right? Let's say you're just using your E minor. And we're going to use this one up here, right? Just say the E minor, right? That, if you should use that E minor now, you can just take the notes from that E minor, right? And start creating some melodies around that. Start creating some sounds, some stuff from out of your head. Stuff that sounds good. You want to stay within the key, right? Within the key. Unfortunately, this is not what a lot of people want to hear. Some people just want to be able to just jump in it and just start doing some solo and just start doing some killer stuff. Right. So let's use the G major, for example. Right? Let's use the G major. And I'm going to talk this slow because I want you folks to process this right. Right? If you're using the G major, right, the relative to that G major, the key of G is going to be E minor. Why? Why they say relative? It's because they share the same notes, probably just different positions. All right. So now G major, right? If I should do the G major scale, right? Every note represents a chord. So now if you should use that E minor pentatonic and you start playing the E minor pentatonic, you just choose randomly whichever note you want to use, right? Whichever note you want to use, you will not go wrong, right? So this is the easiest and the simplest way, right? And this is the way a lot of people approach it. So let me see if I can. Let me give you an example. Let's say I should use a G. Let's choose a track within the key of G. right? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't really matter what style, right? It doesn't really matter. And I'm only going to use the E minor pentatonic right over that. I'm going to use the E minor pentatonic over the key of G, and it doesn't matter where they go. It doesn't matter where they go. It is always going to sound good. But bear in mind, choosing random notes doesn't necessarily mean it's the best, right? Because the best is to know exactly where the cards are landing, the card progression, so you can know that you go there. If it goes to the 5, you're going to bring the note to the 5 and play around there for a little bit, then move on to whatever cards. All right, but for beginners, like you said, I'm going to approach it this way. Okay? I hope I don't get in any trouble for this, but so that right there is an example of the easiest way to approach your solo. So guess what? I'm going to send you to learn, remember to practice your major scale and understand the relative. Whatever key the song is, you find the relative to it. You find the relative. And once you find the relative, you are good. You know, you can mess around, you can do a lot with that. Just practice your major scale and practice your pentatonics. You know, all should be good. Yeah, man. So is there any other questions? And I'm also taking requests. I'm taking requests right now. So please go ahead, challenge me. You know. And just to let you folks know, you know what? I should not say that. The relative to every key is going to be the 6. Right? This is going to be the 6. So you're going to count, instead of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, that's the relative. So if I'm, the relative to G is E minor. So majority of the time, sometimes you hear some songs and you hear that the bass player is playing the 6th note, but the cards, they are holding the root. It still works. It sounds good. You know, it sounds good. So yeah, the relative to every key is the 6. The 6 is always going to be the relative. Shares the same note. All right, but remember again, like I always said, you got to think of music like the English language, right? Remember, you have letters, and once you have letters, you're going to consider the letters as the notes. And the notes, and when you get some letters, you're going to put a bunch of letters together, and the bunch of letters are going to form words. So the bunch of notes is going to form a card, right? So more than one note, you know. Bunch of notes together form a card, right? When you put the letters together, you get words, and put a bunch of words together, you get a sentence, which is, so you put a bunch of notes together, you get cards, and from you put a bunch of cards together, you get card progressions, which is why you will have 1, 3, 6, 2, 5. This is why the song starts. That's when the song starts moving. That's when it starts creating music. Right, the melody to the cards and then the chord progression. So it is that simple. It is that simple. Honestly, it's not that hard. You know, the thing is, a lot of people approach it and start learning songs, which is why I keep saying, I implore all of my students, and again, I do private lessons. So if you folks want to learn and go a bit deeper into everything, I can take you deeper. All right, this is just the surface of what I know. Okay, you can't just throw everything out there like that. But I want to get you folks started. All right, I will teach you the cards for some songs, but as when it comes to music, you know, I can go way deeper. So So where was I? Instead of learning songs, you should concentrate on understanding the instrument. You should concentrate on practicing your skills, especially the major scale, because every note within the major scale represents a chord. G, which is a root, so that's 1, 2, minor 3, minor 4, major 5, major, and so on and so on and so on and so on. All right. With you knowing this now, you accomplish this now. What happens for you? You are no longer going to have to depend on anybody or depend on YouTube or whatever, unless the song is really complex, where you're stepping into the jazz era and all kind of stuff. But now you will be able to play songs. Just play songs. You'll be able to just jump on a stage with the guitar and start playing whatever they are playing. Sometimes, most of the time, if they call it a jam, it's going to be 2 simple chords, 3 simple chords. They're probably going to say, it's in the key of G. We're only playing 1, 2, 5. So now you know your numbers. So you're going to play 1, 2, 5. Now you only want to know how many times you're supposed to strum on the 1, how many times you're supposed to strum on the 2, how many times you strum on the 5. All right, so and that is basically it. That is you knowing music and understanding to a level. So you do not have to depend on YouTube, depend on anybody to learn a song. You know what I mean? And this is the basic part. I mean, it changes whenever you want to know same chord progressions, but probably a bit of major 7th or minor 7th or the dominant, and that will come with time. I am saying exactly that. Once you find the relative minor, right? Now listen, again, you are going to play the pentatonic. You are going to understand your pentatonic also. Remember, my people, the scale is the music. The scale is the music. It starts spelling out and start dishing out all the notes that is within your within the chord progression. Right? So there are 5 different positions, right? But the most of the time people are always running for the 1 1 4 1 4. Right? No, 1 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. So if you should come all the way up here to the 12th fret, so you're gonna call that right there. That's going to be the 1. And you're gonna put the pinky finger. So you go 1 2 3 4, then 1 3, then 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. Right? Now remember, if I'm supposed to move from the key of G and I move to the key of A major, then my relative is going to be F sharp minor. Okay? So A, key of A, the relative is F sharp minor. So you can just or you can find it all the way up here. You will find it's all over there. So I mean, if you want to learn more and understand more about the pentatonic, I've already done tutorials on the pentatonic still. So go ahead and check that out, and how it works. It is quite easy. It's a big name, but it is easy. Okay, it is easy. All right. So yeah, and if you have any more questions, of course, I'm here. Let me know. And I'm going to try to keep this live short and not too long, because again, whenever people see long tutorials, long videos or whatever, it's kind of a turn off. Right, I know this. I feel the same way sometimes. So for my gear review again, I do not use an amp. My folks, I do not use an amp. Right, I use a QSC. Right, I use a QSC, and that says the sound box, and because I'm using a Line 6 Podgo effects processor. Right, so the digital, you know, it's digital. Let's put it that way. Right, and so as you can hear, my sound is authentic. I have a little bit of reverb. I always use a 70s chorus. I keep the 70s chorus always on. I keep the chamber reverb on because it sweetens the sound of your guitar. It makes a guitar sound real good. And I use a bit of phaser sometimes. I keep the 70s chorus with the phaser because it makes it even sweeter. You know? And of course, I just did my video. I just shoot the video for this, so I am going to be going deeper. So please remember to check the video out. Remember to watch the videos in full. All right, don't be scared, don't be shy. So yeah, so that is what I really use. The phaser off, and if you can, you know, my guitar is always clean. You know. But again, do bear in mind that your guitar might probably is a different model and different made. Your gears are probably different from mine. All right, which 95% of the time that is going to be the case. All right, so you're going to have to be using the ears. You're going to have to listen for that sound and what you really want to hear. Now, if you find that people are like, the sound is really knocking your ears, then you know that you're overdoing it. All right, so you're gonna want to probably roll off some of the low, roll off some of the highs, the frequency or whatever there is. You roll those off a little bit until and you search until you find a perfect sound that really works, and appealing. So. If I spell this out, you can hear that my guitar is clean. So it's crystal clear. Yeah. My bad. So what are the other questions? Who's here? I am not going over 45 minutes today. So I probably have another 15 minutes with you folks. So if you have any requests, and I hope you folks check out my last tutorial, my last two tutorials. I think it was one from Jacob Killer Miller, Tenement Yard. And I also did a Richie Spice one, Earth I Run Red, so go ahead and check that out also, check those out. And I'll be getting to some more acoustic lessons. I have some stuff really, it's already rehearsed and ready for you folks, so I just need to find the time to shoot them. And yeah, we're gonna be taking it all over, man. We're gonna be taking it outside sometimes, and just to let you folks know, I'm going to be forming a band, so at times you're going to be seeing my band here, everybody. So it's not only going to be me, so I'm thinking of taking this different places. I'm trying to probably interview some other people, some really big names in the business, so that is still in the pipeline, that is still in the making, but it would be good to have some of these people come on and talk a little bit about the starting of reggae music and, the impact and, whatever there is, so. So a lot of that will be happening also, so. Again, any questions, anything? What do we have? And here's a question that a lot of people always ask. And I want to have you people go in the comment section also and just take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. A lot of people always ask, how long have you been playing guitar? How long? You know? Some people say you must have been playing guitar from you were about 10 years old for you to be this good or whatever. So just a wild guess, my people. Just a wild guess. Drop it in the comment section. Tell me how long you think I've been playing. And if you really want to know, it's somewhere here on the channel in one of my videos. All right, in one of my previous videos. So let me put it that way. So go ahead and check it out. Check out some of the videos and remember to hit like on the videos. All right, do that for me. You're really doing me a favor when you hit the like button. You're doing me a favor when you share. You're really doing me a favor when you subscribe. All right, so I don't really need to talk much about how, but we are big people here. We know how that really works. All right, so really and truly, it does not really take long for you to play guitar if you really want to learn. If you really want to know how to do it, you just need to understand and know the approach. We have one answer so far, and if I do not get enough answers right there, I'm gonna bring it over probably into a different tutorial, because I really want you folks to guess, and I'll probably just give something away for it. Seriously. Seriously. But you just got to go ahead, and if you really want to get the answer, it's there in a few of my videos. I've said it many times, so you probably just want to start doing some research, and I'll be giving away something. Most definitely I will, and I will announce about the prices soon. And also as soon as this channel hits 5,000 subscribers, I will be doing something special. All right, so look out for that also. So one answer so far, Jerome Griffiths, about 7 years. All right, so and again, like I said, if you really want to learn, it's the approach. It's the approach, and it's the word that you put in. Most importantly, it's the approach, right? A lot of people do not want to hear this, but it comes down to your skills. Stop learning songs. Put the songs away. It's going to be a bit boring. Practice. Practice your major skill. Practice your minor skills. All right? Chromatic. Whatever, if you practice it going down, practice it coming back up. Use a metronome. All right, so I'm giving you something here, my people. Approach it this way. If you're having problems understanding certain stuff, let's go back. Let's start over. There's nothing wrong with that. All right? Put the songs away and start understanding the instrument. Right? Because this thing scares a lot of people. I want to learn to play guitar, but it's only 7 notes. 7 notes. They're only working with 7 notes. You just want to pick a key and start working with 7 notes. Simple. Right now you have some additions like, that builds it up a little bit, but they are not really to really understand the basic of this thing. It's very easy. So start learning those. Also practice building the little finger, because that's where you get that, that those hammer-ons and those stuff. Sometimes some, hammer-ons and pull off with the pinky finger. Start learning those stuff. Start understanding those stuff, how they work. And then you are going to realize that everything is going to be like, you shouldn't be having problems playing 2 chord. learn how to make your changes real quick and smooth. You don't always have to look at the guitar. See, I'm not looking at the guitar, but I'm still in key. These are the stuff. That's what you do. Remember to practice standing up. Your posture is good. Bad posture can really damage you. It can damage the hands. All right. Remember, out of sight, out of mind. Right. So if you put your guitar in a place where where you're not able to see it, then you're going to be like, you just don't see it. But if the guitar is in a place where you can see it, probably right at your bed, you probably just reach over for it for 5 minutes, and then that 5 minutes might turn into 15 minutes, into 30 minutes, and that's you practicing every day, right? So it comes down to practicing every day also. So yeah. Okay, so the formation for the minor chords in each key, again, it depends on where you want to place the chords. Like if I want to start my G here, I can start 1, 2, right, 3, and here's my 4, here's my 5, as well as I can do. It can go all over. So this is the only thing I wanted to remember. 1 is a major, 2 is a minor, 3 is a minor, 4 is a major, 5 is a major, the 6 is a minor. Forget about the 7 for now. Back to the 1, which is the major, right? So again, 1 major, 2 is a minor, 3 is a minor, 4 is a major, 5 major. Forget about the 7 for now. But some people say it's a minor, right? But we can get to that after. Back to the 1, because it's an octave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I should. And it is always going to stay that way. It is always going to stay that way unless you approach a song that is, because sometimes some people really break the rules and turn that. Like for instance, if I want to break the rule, I'm in the key of A. Right there, I'm playing Stir It Up. Why Stir It Up as this? 3 chords. But I play the major 5 right there, then major 4, then I turn that 4 into a minor, and I start scaling down on some stuff from the 3 down to the 2. Let's stir it up, little darling, stir it up, oh baby. It's been a long, long time since I've got you on my, and I can do a lot of stuff with that. So, yeah. Heal up, Mr. Crawford. Blessings. Welcome. Yeah, man. So, but again, that is when you're approaching the complex stuff. So, keep it this way. All right. We have about 5 minutes left. If you have a request, drop it down in the comment section. Drop it down in the comment section. And remember to answer my question. How long have I been playing? How long have I been playing guitar for? Again, it is somewhere there on the channel in one of my videos. In more than one of the videos. Probably about 3 or 4 of them. All right. I don't know how you're going to find it, but do go ahead and find it. And I will be giving away something special for that. I want the exact amount of years. Yeah, man. So again, I will be posting the video for my gear, what type of gears I use. I am going to go really deep in. Well, I already done the video, so I can tell you exactly what I have there. All right, I show the exact type of gears that I use, and I go in deep, in depth with the settings, the amount of this, the amount of that, and but again, remember, this is mine. This is what I use. All right. If you decide to buy the same stuff, be prepared for whatever challenge there is. And of course, if you buy the same stuff, then I will be more than glad to help you folks, to figure it out. But I like to keep my sound authentic, and I like to I don't like to stray too much. I keep it clean. My guitar always crystal clear. A little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay, you good. Phaser, just in case I want to play that. Can never be friends, oh Lord. Lord. Then you go back into your, your regular strumming. So yeah, so do look out for that, because I know a lot of people have been asking and they're eager. Everybody wants to know how, because it can be a bit challenging, I guess, because I know a lot of people just take stuff up and they start shredding and all type of stuff. For me, it's not, it takes discipline to play reggae. It's not crowded. It's not about crowding the stuff. It's about holding your own and holding it steady. That's what reggae is all about. It's about the feel. It's about the feel, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong, and this is why it's a bit of a challenge for a lot of people, because they want to start doing a lot, which no, discipline, timing, feel. That's what it's all about. Never overdo it. Never push it too hard. All right. And also my picks, my plectrum or whatever you want to call it, is a Jazz 3. It's a Dunlop. Right. It's not too thin and it's not too thick and it's not too big. Cool. So it's like that, and probably after that my next tutorial will be about how to really palm mute, because a lot of people have problems. It's simple when we're doing it, but then still people have problems, knowing how to strum the palm muting and everything. Bless up, Mr. Batting. Welcome, welcome. You hear when I'm about to jump off, yeah. Yes, so yeah, man. So look out for a lot of those stuff, yeah. For the people have problems with the stock lines, getting it to sound a certain way, because again, it's the palm. So I'll probably try to figure out a way to get the camera close as possible, so you can see, between my palm and the strings, to see, so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing there, So yeah, man. Yes, and for all my people, I want you to check out this channel, Jerome Batik. I want you to go ahead and check out his channel. Drop a link to your channel, brother. Drop a link to your channel before I move. One of the most humblest keyboard players ever, singer. Yeah. Sure you will disagree with me, but big singer. And so a person that has helped me a lot, give me a lot of advice on on approaching certain stuff. Of course, yeah, I seek ideas and I seek help also. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so you wanna check out that channel, and let's give it a few minutes and see if this dude is still here. Drop a link in the description. No, not in the description, in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. I want everybody to go ahead and follow that channel. You know. Yeah, man. So yeah. So in the meantime, yeah, that is just about it. Like I said, I do not want to go over 45 minutes. I wanted to keep it. I want to keep it, short and easy. So whosoever come here and watch the video, don't feel too, tired. I want it to be like straight to the point and everything. So yeah, man. Again, if there's any questions, remember I do one-on-one lessons. So just hit me up in my email. My information is all over. Type in Zion Guitar wherever and I will pop up. You know what I mean? You can follow me on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I'm everywhere. All right. So wherever you see me, follow. You know what I mean? Let's get this going. And remember to share the channel. Remember to hit the thumbs up button. All right, hit the thumbs up button. And another thing, I want everybody to know this. I will not be playing out the full songs, right, the entire song in any of my videos. Reason being, copyright purposes. All right, for copyright reasons, I will not be doing that. All right. So for my sake, I will not be playing out the entire songs. What I want you folks to do is before approaching any of my tutorials, remember to go back and listen to the original songs. All right, listen to the original songs and come back to the tutorial. It's not about rushing it, And most of the time I will be leaving a link to the original song in the description. So check the description also. Sometimes I leave links to other videos. I have pretty close 200 videos. I probably over 200 videos. Your favorite one just might be here, so check it out. All right. So my name is Zion. Blessed love. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share. Peace out. One love.